What's good, guys? Today we have a very special podcast with two testosterone monsters, the Playmaker 88, Michael Irvin, and Sandy Jack, or John Jack. These two individuals actually met at the University of Miami when they were playing college football together. So we're going to hear their story and how they met, what their perspective and experience was like during this time period, and how they feel that the sport has changed since back then to today's day of age. So make sure to tune in, listen up, and it's a very great podcast, and they have some great stories to tell. So make sure to tune in. If you like this type of content, you like hearing these stories from these individuals that have had massive success, make sure to hit the like, comment some love, and show a subscription on the channel because I can make sure that I can provide more valuable stories and individuals like these ones. So see you in there. Let's get it going. All right, we got two studs on the podcast today. We got Michael Irvin, we got John Jack. I like to call it Sandy Jack. That's what you go by, right?
Yeah.
How'd you get that nickname?
Comes off my middle name, Alexander. I'm a first generation American, so my dad was born in Glasgow. And if you're Alexander coming from Scotland, then they call you Sandy.
No way. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
That's a hell of a thing. I've been with this man forever. I never even heard that story.
Michael Irvin just thought because I was at the beach.
I did with Sandy. Sandy Jack. That's it right
I was
there.
expecting you to say I was building sandcastles with my dad. I was really good at it. They wanted me to go pro.
Hey, you asked the question and you got the answer. There you go.
There we go. That's
It's a
interesting.
knowledge answer. That's a knowledgeable answer. That's a good answer because it gives you some history to an understanding of where it comes from.
Everybody likes a first generation American too. You know.
Yeah, I mean that's
You don't usually think that when you look at a guy like me. Is that a first? No. Well, yes, I am.
that's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I want to get into the story of how you guys met because I know you guys got history. I know you go way back.
We met on account of Jimmy Johnson, man.
Yeah,
Take-
right. Yeah, to you.
Yeah.
Take me back. I want to be there.
All right, I'll take you back because Michael probably has to answer that question 500,000 times. I'm going to give you a break, Mike. All right, so Michael's a year older than I am, if you can believe it. You would never tell by looking at him. But we're both damn good looking, actually.
Yeah,
Anyway,
Sandy's always-
he was
It's
there,
all-
he
it's
was
on the
there a year
real.
before
Ladies
me.
always love Sandy. Don't fool yourself now. That Sandy Sandy got that little bow-legged, like kind of walk when he walk in, man. Hey, man.
I perfected that walk.
Bad
I
man
worked
did
that
a
shit.
Bad defensive man, I tell you.
What I'll tell you, back in 1985, I got to camp for the baby freshman camp, right? And goofing around with all the other high school stars like myself and what I didn't realize is they were just trying to build us some confidence. Because when the veterans came rolling in a few days later, half a week later, then I had to ask myself, am I supposed to? Did somebody misevaluate me? Did I outkick the coverage, so to speak? Put the football analogy.
Right.
And it was like that, man. And it was like that for a whole year. But it's probably it was the time of my life. Some of the best lessons I ever had in my life were instilled in me in that time.
Yeah.
Right around this guy. And this guy right now, he just got to be telling us about his bar and everything and all this stuff. It's meant to be that way. If somebody else could do it, then there would be a person. But Michael Irvin, I'm happy to tell you, he personified the discipline and the hard work and the never give up shit. I mean, I actually didn't know how good is this dude because he outworked everybody, right?
Right.
And he was probably the number one asset on our squad that we had, But so it was a dude that I looked up to, and then he was also a dude that made sure everybody felt him. I'm running around on special teams. That's the most thing I'm doing. That's my responsibility. But he's boosting me up. He's boosting me up. He's talking to me in practice. When I stay on his hip one time, then he lets me know that's a nice job. That's pretty good.
Right.
Oh, you didn't know? He didn't know that Steve Walsh told me the route.
I didn't know, but what he's bringing up is very important, though, because Sandy said, like, he came in on special teams. Now, Jimmy, I'll give Jimmy full credit for that. Jimmy made, that's all he talked about. Special teams.
He was my coach.
Got everything, because he said there's three phases to this game. Everybody always talk offense and defense, but nobody talks about the importance of special teams.
Right.
And he was serious about special teams.
You can create a disaster on special teams for yourself
Right.
or for the other
Right.
squad
Right.
or your opponent.
Right. So, and it gave all of the young guys an in.
No, and that's true because
Right.
he made us
gave him a
feel
chance.
he made us feel just as critical
Right.
when we had our
So the
moment.
whole evaluation. So everything.
Exactly, right?
Right.
And so, yeah, man, that's something that has been, why am I sitting in a room with Michael Irvin right now? Well, that's because I kept those lessons inside of me. and I took it to my little corporate world and my little thing, and I pressed on, and
It was one
I
of our
worked
things.
hard.
Press on.
You got to press on.
Keep
Press
going.
on.
Whatever disappointment.
Or whatever it takes.
Yeah,
Each year he came up with a new saying.
All it
Press
takes,
it
all
on
you
this
got.
year.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Whatever it takes.
Yeah.
We don't care what it takes
Yeah.
this year. We're getting it done. Whatever it
And
takes.
stick to it because
Right,
you're
right.
gonna get it.
Right.
You're gonna
right.
get it.
It was great, man. And I'm gonna tell you what I love. He will make us all come together Monday mornings. In this case, Sunday mornings because we play Saturday. First, we will all watch special teams.
Yes, we did.
Offense, defense. So all of us, this highest superstar, everybody.
Yeah.
Because we're showing
Watching the
special
effort,
teams
watching the
how
effort.
important it is.
Yes.
Right.
And everybody had to be in that meeting. Now, when we broke out and go offense and defense, everybody goes to their own meeting.
Right.
But special teams,
Every single person's
I
like,
ain't played no special
Never.
team. I said, well, I got to sit up in this damn meeting all the time. Coach said, because
It actually was pressure.
It keeps
Having
the
you-
pressure on these
Yes,
young guys.
yes.
We gonna, man, don't ever expect to get on the field with Michael
no,
if he
that
sees
was-
you loafing out here.
That
you
was
know.
ringing in my
That was
head.
all- that's
Yeah,
what he
when I'm
did.
playing
It's
Toledo,
brilliant.
I'm running down our kickoff against Toledo. I'm thinking, holy shit, Melvin Bratton and Michael Irvin
Right,
and
right,
Steve
right.
Walsh going to be in that room watching my effort right now. I better go knock somebody down.
That's exactly, and he did it in the end. It was brilliant. when you
Everybody
think
was
about it.
involved from the bottom to the top.
to
From the
top.
bottom.
He took everybody. And then Jimmy like giving pregame speeches, pre-practice speeches. I would say, Coach, come on, man, with all these pre-practice speeches. He said, "Man, I'm not talking to you. I need to talk to everybody. I know you going to go. I know you, but I got to make sure everybody ass is going.
Yeah.
Well, that's one
So
thing.
That's the difference.
That's one thing he was saying before you got in here too. Is that you guys had like a teammate chemistry that not a
Yes.
lot of
Yeah,
other teams
I don't
had.
know that you can get that anymore with the transfer portal and shit. But I'll tell you this, and Michael Irvin was
You can't.
dynamic in this way. I had an emotional attachment to my squad, and I felt like the dudes that was on the Miami Hurricanes in my time, we were special. Somehow we were chosen, and you could feel it, and we did. We went all the way, and we won every damn game. I could feel it before we got there that I was in a championship situation, and it made me work harder. It made me give less shit personally if I was on this squad or that squad. You know what I mean? I was part of a team that was going someplace, and one of the greatest joys I have in my life is looking back on that championship and remembering that. And I mean, I loved every dude. Every dude loved me.
Yeah, well, it was great. Let me tell you what else he did. We would you played on Saturdays. We looked at film on Sunday. Come Monday, if you didn't play much, we had a game called the Toilet Bowl.
I remember when I graduated from that, I didn't have to do that. When I finally got out the toilet bowl.
Dude, let me tell you about the Toilet Bowl.
People got
the
crushed.
Toilet Bowl is everybody that
Oh.
did play in the game.
Yeah.
We got a scrimmage.
Yeah.
Monday. And everybody watching it. You talk about some dudes hitting each other out in that field.
Tougher than any competition from the other squads. That in-house
And you heard
competition
what said. You heard what
oh,
Sandy said.
Oh,
Man, I couldn't wait to graduate from this toilet bowl. Like you get enough
Yeah, yeah,
snaps,
yeah,
and
yeah.
on Saturday
Yeah.
you don't have to play in the toilet bowl.
Gotcha.
So Sandy, once he got enough snaps, he don't say done with that shit.
wow. And then the toilet bowl is brutal.
Right? Oh my
The
God!
action in the competition in the
It's
toilet bowl.
all them dudes that trying to get on the field.
You would-
They're talented, and now they say, "Boy, hey,
Oh,
boy,
my God.
come on, be up in there, boy, that
So-
toilet bowl."
Breaking
We coulda
helmets.
whooped our toilet bowl teams could have whooped up some of them teams.
Yes,
boy.
yes.
That's
It was
amazing.
You don't
serious
have the
business.
schedule.
It
Would have lost in the
Like
toilet
every
bowl.
play is a highlight play. Every play is
was
trying to be a
real,
highlight play.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was real talk.
And that's the emotional thing that I was talking about. There was a connectedness. I'll put it this way. I felt as though no other squad in America
None.
had what we had cohesion-wise, belief in ourselves.
Right.
The swagger, I guess, is what we coined that term, didn't
Right.
we? When they looked
Right.
at you.
And-
I don't know if Bob Costas or
and-
somebody said that's some swagger.
Right. That's a swagger. You know what I'm saying?
Musburger said that.
So when we got on toilet bowls and everybody come out to watch, it was the younger guys really
Putting on a
saying, like Sandy said to me, I had to prove to Mike, I belong on the field with you.
Right.
We had to prove you belong on the field, and your toilet bowl gave you a
Yeah.
chance. We were all there watching,
yeah.
and them mugs were trying to take each other out.
And if you could
we're
beat
gonna
a
get something to
hurricane-
eat right after at
Yeah.
the training table.
Yeah.
But right now they're trying to take each other out.
And if you could beat another hurricane at your job, then you were going to make it. You were
Yeah.
going to
Right,
there.
right.
And you were going to
And
travel,
back to
and you
that.
were going to get plays.
And back to what you just said, you don't know if you can get this today's game with the transfer portal.
Honestly.
And this, and I uttered and muttered No, you can't. And let me tell you why.
You
Expand
probably are
on
right,
that.
Sam.
Let me tell you. Because it's not just the transfer portal that was interjected into it. That'll be one thing. It's also the NIL deals. So now, if you are coming in as a young kid and you got a guy playing in front of you, you want to earn that spot, but you get somebody to say, well, we get you a few dollars if you go over here.
Uh-huh.
See, now you don't stay and learn to fight through.
Yeah.
And fight around.
And it's not the
and
same dude in the
earn.
locker next
Right.
to you.
Right.
That you're side by side
Right.
with.
Dude just go.
Yeah.
We built, and to this day, we still own the record of most consecutive home victories.
Yeah.
To this day, Alabama
Yeah.
didn't get
Yeah.
it. No, but it was during our time.
Yeah.
We did not lose at the
home.
Orange Bowl.
We did not
Don't
lose in
even
our
think
house.
it.
amazing.
No.
Don't even think it. Don't
Yeah.
even think of it. Miami
it did not
losing.
happen.
It will. It did
During
not.
your day and during my day, it did not happen. It didn't happen.
Did not.
Amazing. That's amazing ass
I'm
shit.
saying.
That verifies something was going on in there.
Did not.
Right?
You would not come to Miami.
You guys
Never
are
did.
strong. You
Don't
guys are
even
strong
try.
about this. You guys
Don't
are
even
strong.
try.
That is how.
It
That
is
is how
a
it
record still to this day.
There we go.
I mean, we went years and didn't lose at home.
It's just
I mean,
automatic.
literally years and never lost a home game.
Almost a decade of that.
But
shit,
right,
man.
right. But it was because we had guys waiting to get there and fighting and earning to get those spots, man, and wait like, no, man. And they fought through all they fought through in practice. So when they got in the game, man, you know what I had to go through and get here, dude. Are you
Yeah.
out of your mind? You
Yeah.
think you finna mess up my chance?
Yeah.
I just got on what we just got on the big field. I just left the toilet bowl.
Yeah.
I'm on the bed. I ain't going back to the toilet bowl.
Ain't going
So
back.
it becomes about that great fight, man. And I don't know if anybody will ever do it. I
No,
don't know if
probably
anybody
not
will ever
because of that transfer portal and because of
Right.
the chemistry issue. That's a real thing.
And that I think that hurts us as a country.
Yeah,
probably
I
does.
think
Because
You're gonna go-
look at the kids
Okay.
now.
You're
They
going
don't- they don't
macro.
fight
You're
through.
going macro.
Right. They
Let's
don't
go.
fight through. They don't fight through
They
anything.
don't.
you're right.
They don't.
They expect to be
Anything
paid.
that don't go their way, they want out.
Yeah.
100%.
You leave.
And there's a lot of comparisons about
And
look
you
at that
got-
guy, what he gets,
Right,
and I don't
right,
got
right,
that.
right.
Whereas in our day, I would look and say, well, he just worked harder.
Right.
He just sweated a little
I
bit
gotta
more
work
than
a
I
little
did.
harder.
I'm
I
gonna
gotta
bring
put-
my effort and my energy level up. I'm gonna
Right.
copy off of that.
Right,
That's the
right.
blueprint for success,
Right.
rather than
I'm outta here.
rather than I'm gonna turn over.
I'm
yeah,
outta here.
I'm
I'm
going to
outta
Cincinnati now.
That's
I'm gonna see
outta
what they
here.
write a check for.
And that it carries you. It carries you. You heard what he said. He already said, all I did was take all that stuff I had on the football and put it in corporate world.
Yeah.
Exactly. It goes hand in
And I'm
hand.
winning. But see, they don't get that on the field to take to the corporate world or to
Yep.
take to the world, period.
Right.
And that's where we lose.
Yeah.
I'm still
Yeah.
all the shit Jimmy
I see where
said,
you're going with the macro.
I use all of that
I use
every
it all
day.
So do I.
Every day.
The blessing that we have.
Every day, dude. I ain't lying. Every day.
No.
Coach called me the other day, man. I just said, Coach, every day I use this joke.
Yeah, yeah.
First thing it gets up in my mind, each day you get better or you get worse. Right.
There is no such thing. Stay the same.
And if you do choose to do nothing,
Yeah.
you chose to get worse because
Yeah.
somebody got better.
Did you
Let's
put,
go.
Did you put $1 in the bank today?
Right.
Did you have $1 at the end of the
All
day?
of those things, dog, they stuck with you. That's why he's successful in life
Right.
after football.
In
And
fact,
and absolutely.
I turn back to it. I visualize it. I think about it, and then I outlast my competition.
Right.
And I'm going to tell you the truth, and I hate to say this, and maybe I shouldn't, but from what I went through and where I cut my teeth, so to speak, in Miami, it's a lot easier to do it in the corporate world.
Whole world
Because you
is,
got a
man.
bunch of people asking,
Right.
"Where's my break?" And what?
Right.
And I just
Yeah.
keep on mowing through them.
Right.
And then I have a setback,
right.
and I said, "You know what? I'm gonna press on today. I'm gonna press on right now.
Right,
It ain't
right,
personal.
right.
I ain't gonna take it that way. I'm gonna learn and dig in, and that's what I did. And I rocked it out.
It goes in with everything in life. You're 100% correct.
Yeah.
Being unified
And
with
then
the
then I'm
same
sitting
vision.
in the chair next to this
Exactly.
Right.
this superstar.
But people are getting so distracted with they're just looking at the competition and just being completely defeated right off the bat.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
they have no. They're like, I don't have the will to keep going.
Yeah.
But
Let
that's
me make
that's
sure- let me make sure
experiences
that I
that
got something
a
here
lot of
about-
people didn't have. Experiences
Yeah.
like those that you guys were talking about.
Correct.
They don't have those
Correct.
today, and there's a reason that they don't need to because they got
Let me
dopamine
make sure
factors.
that I've been clear too, because this is the hardest worker, and this is literally my example. And there was other men like him. I'm gonna say Melvin Bratton's name. Okay?
Right.
There's other guys that they had joy in their work. I wasn't sure how damn talented he was because he worked so damn hard. And then I found out because he just crushed all the competition that ever came his way. But so that's a thing, and he's blessed that way because he has the skills and he saw the necessity to work hard. And then we both had the blessing of having a great leader like Jimmy Johnson come into our lives.
And what is he doing? You see, he mentioned the skill. What we run into right now, and even we take the Dallas Cowboys, and I think it'll be the difference for the University of Miami this year is that Cristobal's back now, and he was a part of those.
Yes,
he was a part of those days.
He's one of us guys.
Recreate that, and not
In
just
spite of
recreate
the
the
NIL.
swag part, but he understands it starts with the work part, with the football part, and because the game, and that's what Jimmy did. The game is you can improve your skill, you can improve your skill, but if you don't improve or you don't lock in a collective will,
Right.
I don't give a damn how much you improve your skill. Now we're shattered and we don't have a collective will. You're going to lose. That's the thing I worry about.
That's the
in
difference
today's
it is
world.
today.
Their will. What kind of will? They have skill
Right.
because
Oh, yeah.
as we keep moving,
Yeah, yeah.
they're getting bigger, faster,
Sure.
and stronger. The skill is there, but the will. You get will by how much hard work you put in
Yes, you do.
together.
Yeah.
You get that collective will by how much hard work you put in together.
And you can't let down the man
Right,
next
right.
to you.
The man-
And
right,
he ain't
right,
going to let me
right,
down.
right.
This camaraderie.
That's the difference
Yeah.
right there.
I believe
and
you.
that's what we're losing
Yeah.
right now as kids are leaving college, coming into the
Yeah.
real world.
Right.
That deep will. Stop just letting somebody come and take your shit.
Yeah,
Exactly.
And at
You're
that stage,
100%,
they haven't had enough
100%.
experience to even make heads or tails of it when they're confronted with the option to move over to another university and it's this many dollars versus staying with the guys that you got recruited with. And I don't think they have enough life experience to really
Right.
measure that.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And how it's going to affect
And that money's
them
going to
down
change
the
their
road,
mind,
how
and
it'll
then they're
affect them.
exactly, and they're going to be thinking about their family. They're going to think about some things that are true, and so
And
that's
they're going to hit
complicated.
adversity in real life and try to run away again.
Run away.
Because you ran away
Oh,
the first
man.
time. But adversity, the vicissitudes of life, we'll see every last one of us.
Every one of us.
You better start learning how to deal with it.
Yeah.
Because you can run, but you cannot hide, brother.
Exactly.
It will find you wherever you go.
100%. That's part of life. And I think that adversity is actually what makes people be able to become great, you know?
Yeah.
That's what we talked about
Overcoming
on our last
Right,
one, too.
Right.
That
right,
is the truth.
right.
What was, let me ask you, do you have a big adversity that you could share?
No, I mean, I'm fairly blessed. Mostly there hasn't been too many things other than just sticking to it, other than coming out of the gate and wanting setting goals high enough for myself, and then seeing it through. You know, adversity. I would say honestly, the biggest challenge in my life that I can look back and say was keeping up with these Miami Hurricane guys and being a part of that squad and putting in the effort every day, in the sweat, in the bumps and the knockdowns that you would get. That would probably be the
Interesting.
biggest adversity, really.
So it was an environment. It was an environment aspect that you
It
were
was
put
so
into.
competitive,
Yeah.
man. It was so lively and so hot. and at the end of the day, everybody got to shake it off and just have a great time. And camaraderie was everywhere. And we were Hurricanes. And I don't know that even who can say that we knew how special that was, really. But it was a vibe.
Right.
We were there.
I talked with Andre Brown. Dre told me.
Yeah,
Dre said
yeah.
that. And Dre was the #1 receiver. He was in Chicago. He was rated #1 receiver. Caught 6 touchdowns in one game, and they came to Miami. He said, man, he was my roommate. Dre was one of my roommates. Dre said when he got to Miami, he looked around and said, damn, these mugs out here, boy, they serious. He said, I was coming to Miami to get the girls. I'm like, man, we finna do this. He said, man, these juggle practicing hard. He's like, I'm like, damn, what's going on out here?
Yeah, that's the biggest wake-up call. If you want to say wake-up call is adversity, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm too fortunate to talk about an adversity story, but we really did work our asses off. We were the national champions because we worked fucking harder, and we believed in ourselves.
That sounds like a special thing to be a part
Right.
of.
Yeah,
Right.
it really
and,
was.
And I love what he just said. I'm too blessed to talk about adversity.
I am.
Yeah.
I ain't going to do that.
The reality is, we're all going to have it.
Right.
We're all going to have it. But I'm not letting it be a sticker where I just, you go over every damn thing.
Exactly.
Just move past and keep going. And don't spend so much time on your yesterday. Let's think on tomorrow. Let's keep
Exactly.
going. Let's move. Let's
Yep.
move. That play's gone. Let's move. So you got to move forward, man. And,
Exactly.
and that's the only way you win in
100%.
life. Not just on the football field. In life, you got to keep moving forward. Right now, I try to tell people, even in business, dude, we only have so much brain equity.
Right.
if I don't put my brain equity on my destiny, then I'm going to spend too much of it on my history, and that's nothing.
Nice.
You're going nowhere.
Yeah,
with
yeah.
I like that.
You have to be focused. I got to put
Yeah.
my brain equity on where I'm going.
Exactly.
Not that junk behind me because I can't do anything behind it.
Great mindset to have. You know, Ray Crockett.
I like that.
Ray Crockett was talking about the bump and run. Have you guys heard about that? The bump
yeah.
and run. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Right.
That's what it reminds me of. He was talking about just any adversity, you bump it, you run, you keep going through it.
Yeah,
I like
yeah,
it. Right?
bump and run,
Bump and run.
And that's the adversity a lot of players come in the league deal with right now, the bump and run. Because anybody comes up in their face. Bump and run is a technique they use
Back in the
as
day.
a cornerback. That means I'm up in your face right now, I'm going to bump you, and then we got to run together.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's what most receivers run from. And I knew that going in. Because everybody try to run around.
Right.
They try to run around the guy, and the guy just bumping you, and he knocks off the timing of the play.
Right. Yeah.
I sat back, I studied it. I said, okay, I ain't the fastest dude in the world. I ain't running around no damn. You know what I mean? So when receivers got afraid, when the guy came up, they got nervous because now they can't just run by a guy. I said, okay, let me think this through. And I started breaking down that bump and run. I remember playing against Ray Crockett.
Yeah.
I said, I hope he bring his ass up if he wants to. Because, he would come up, I'm gone. Because there's certain things to it. You're facing me. I know where I'm going. I'm in a running position. You got split legs, and you're bumping me.
Right.
Dude, I'm telling you, I know right now. I'm already generating force right now. So why am I afraid of this? Once I broke it all down, like, wait a minute. All I got, why should I be afraid? The DB should be afraid.
Right.
And that's what I worked on. I'm gonna change the mentality of this. I wanted them to come up because I was gonna force through them because that's the mentality. I'm gonna come
Give him a
up
nice head slap along the way.
I would,
Yeah.
I would hear slap.
Yeah.
Ears
Head slap me
ringing.
in practice, man.
Right.
475 times, man.
I'm gonna hear slap.
Coach Hubbard Alexander told me what to do to Michael.
Right.
Head slap me.
Yeah.
I'm trying to give them what when they do it, they trying to intimidate. Oh, okay. This is the wrong dude who's trying to intimidate. I'm going to give you this back. You know what I mean? Hey, you got to attack it like the bump and run. Don't let life intimidate you.
Like the rest of life.
You go right
Like the
at
bump
it.
and run.
You go
That's
right at it.
nice.
So, do you guys have any crazy experiences from being in the U of A or U of M? Like, did you guys do anything crazy or any crazy stories from like the?
Yeah,
I
but
know
that's
you're
not
talking.
appropriate for fans.
You gotta have something.
I mean,
There gotta be something.
We celebrated our ass off when we won that championship at the Fountain Blue.
Okay.
For a day and a half.
But we did some crazy stuff too, though. We should have really won 3, 4, 5 national championships in a row.
Yeah.
I mean, we should have won them.
Probably
But
should have.
I remember the first time we went. What was the first bowl we went in? It was the Sugar Bowl or New
Yeah.
Orleans or some man. And dude,
Tennessee ran right.
they ran right through us.
Yeah.
Now,
Track me.
yeah, they beat us. But we were out of hand in the city.
Yeah.
We all were out of hand.
They had a drink named the Hurricane. I thought that was for me. I thought that was because I was there.
I remember we were walking in some store, man. We were just taking stuff out of the store, man. Last man got the money.
It seemed like it for us. It seemed like it was for us.
Wait, did you guys roll in like a squad, like all together? Like it was like.
Yeah.
We did.
Yeah, sometimes
Especially early in the evening. Early in the evening, right after dinner time, boom, here we go.
That's
Right.
intimidating.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Here
And
comes
we
Hurricane.
were in other cities and
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
And, you could play that. Last man got the money. Last man be a big dude, big black Jerome Brown. You got no money. He already left the store, though. So you remember they had to come to us and said that they had to talk to us about that.
Yeah.
Well, you guys got to stop going to the
Yeah.
stores
Yeah.
and taking stuff and not paying. Jimmy called the meeting.
Had a couple conversations.
We had to have some conversations about that.
Yeah.
We just wilding out, man.
Yeah, but I don't know how crazy that was because we knew exactly what we were doing.
Yeah.
We really did.
You know, yeah.
Well-
And the game was everything. The
Yeah.
game was everything.
That's
they,
true.
They weren't gonna put us all in jail. We had to play the game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Too much revenue all around
All
town.
right.
Ain't shutting that down.
And our stupid butt trying to figure that out, man.
What would you guys say would be like the craziest fan like city that you guys played against then? I think.
All right, I'm gonna tell you one that I know, Michael. You remember we played LSU in Baton Rouge and it was raining like sheet.
LSU's always.
And then I couldn't hear myself talk
LSU always.
in the locker room because the fans was climbing and they had already built like a fence archway because they would climb right over the top. So fans were above you and on either side of you, and you couldn't hear anything. So we would try to antagonize them. I put on my game stocks and a jock, and walk out there, and while Michael Irvin's going over a game plan, I take my special teams ass and flaunt it out there. And then I found out from the training staff that one of their dudes, like the young buck intern on the training staff, he had disappeared and he had got rolled in town. And they sent him back. They found him, and they brought him back home to Coral Gables 3 days later.
Oh my God! It was so much. Now for me, those Florida State games.
Yeah,
were
that's
always
personal. That's so crazy.
Insane. On the road. Oh, insane.
Good Lord.
On the road,
You had to watch out to get hit by anything.
Anything.
An orange hit you in the head.
And they would come in, because Miami, those were great games. Those were great games, great atmosphere, man.
So competitive.
Right. That Florida State game.
Come down to the last minute.
We were down 19-3.
Yeah.
And we won that game and won that championship that year. But it was.
Those was as entertaining of a football
Right.
game as in history there could be.
Right. And hopefully they'll get back to that.
Yeah.
I was looking at some stuff today where they was talking to Miami. Miami ranked number 19th right now, and saying who's the overrated team. And they were talking about. I heard somebody commentary about Miami. I was like, I'm telling you, they're not over 19.
No, they are not. They are not
that's
overrated.
good enough.
I concur.
Right. I went down. We just we do Legends and Legends camps.
Yeah.
That means they bring all of us back. We have on Legends shirt, and then they have all the young guys that want to go to Miami. That want to go to Miami. In 10th, 11th grade.
Is Mario running this program?
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
Mario ran it.
Good boy.
I spoke at this, and I sat all these guys, a couple hundred dudes over here, and I sat all the legends over there. And it was, you got Ray Lewis here reading all them dudes over there wearing shirts, legends. And I said to them, you guys, I said, look across. Over there, you see great history. Great history. And all of us come together all the time, just like what we're doing here. We reminisce about our great history. I said, over here, you see promise and destiny. I said, there's only one way to get from here to over there. From promise and destiny to great history. To close that gap, the only way to do it is work. I said, your mama can't give it to you. Your daddy can't wish it for you. You can't even go to the doctor. Ain't no pill he can give you. It's just work to get from there to there. And that's what made the difference at the University of Miami.
Yes.
That's what they're trying to get back to.
It's so simple, too. It's just so simple. But it was really real.
Right. It was
every
real.
man.
Every man, every day, all the time is what it was. What's required, and I think they'll get back to that this year. I see a lot of.
And that's Mario. He's going to bring that.
Cam Ward, quarterback, right now.
Yeah.
Right. Just kidding. I had dinner with him a couple months ago, and we were sitting there talking about it. And I was talking to him about leadership and everything. And then when I went down for the Legends camp, Coach called me over, Mario called me over, he said, hey, man, we got something at quarterback. Because, you got to have something at quarterback.
Yes, you do.
got to have somebody that people believe in at quarterback. And he said, I said, why are you saying, Coach? He said, man, the other day we were working out, getting ready to work out. The quarterback Cam, he said, he was calling around. One of the guys weren't here. And the guy that wasn't here, he was in Fort Lauderdale working out with Lamar Jackson. He had posted, it was Lamar Jackson. He said, Cam called him. I said, hey, man, we're getting ready to throw in 30, 40 minutes. He said, where are you? Remember I here with Lamar Jackson?
Yeah, but you ain't a Raven yet.
Right. Motherfucker, Lamar Jackson ain't throwing you no passes this year.
Yeah.
You don't get out here. Cam Ward ain't going to be throwing you no damn passes this year either. They say he got on 95 and shot just so fast. That's the kind of leadership
That's an
Miami
80s hurricane move right there. That's an 80s hurricane
Right.
move.
I don't care who that is you're going with. It ain't going to help us on no Saturday.
Right.
You better get your ass down here
Yeah.
or you will not be playing on. That's when you get that kind of leadership.
Yeah, he's fighting against that exact thing that you were talking about, where you got too many distractions and you got too many other opportunities, and that NIL and that all that stuff's breathing down their neck. And yeah, that's nice. I like to hear that story about Cam.
Instagram stuff.
Cam's very
you
impressive.
You on the Instagram out, you working out with Lamar Jackson. Who gives a damn about that?
Right.
Lamar got his 200 something
he
million.
does.
You ain't got none.
Right.
Everybody knows Lamar.
Right.
Nobody's concerned.
Right.
No,
You gotta
no
get
longer
back
is there
here.
a concern.
Get your butt back here and work.
Yeah.
Out. That's what it takes to do some winning, and that's why I said Miami. I think they'll be back this year. And dude, think them linemen, dude.
Yeah.
That lineman they got.
The defensive line. The defensive line.
They got some big boys now. There's some big boys.
You got that second generation Bane out there on the defensive line. That
Bane. That's
Yeah.
what I was at them.
Yeah.
Bane Cam.
no kidding.
Bane, my dude too.
Yeah.
man. That
Yeah, he's
dude
something.
is like Bane for
Yeah.
real. You know,
Yeah,
Bane from the
yeah.
movie.
He's- yeah.
That dude for real like
Yeah.
Bane. That's my boy though, man. They're good dudes.
Yeah, it's a treat
Real
to see
good
him play and
Yeah.
be successful, man.
He
That's
is,
hot.
and he is going to be.
I love it.
It's going to be a great year. I think it'll be a great year. And now
right.
you get what, the top 14, 12 going to
12.
the playoffs.
Yeah.
You could be one of them 12.
Probably got to win 10. You got to win your conference, which we have never done yet, by the way. I've never won the ACC.
Isn't that crazy?
That is, I can't even believe it.
And that is crazy.
It's hard to believe. I think it might be the year.
Yep.
This one.
Yeah, that's the year right now.
This is we mark it.
2024.
So let me ask you guys this.
Especially since Clemson don't feel off.
So,
Yeah.
so you're saying that the college football now has changed a lot. Is it just because due to the fact that that it's not the same chemistry and all these different distractions coming into play, or do you think that there's something bigger that's putting it apart that makes it different than what it was when you guys were playing?
Well, the money in the portal. That's
really it.
what makes it different.
That's what causes the difference between the squads.
Right.
Yeah.
Now let
The
me.
guys
let
are
me-
getting better, like you mentioned, Michael,
right,
all the
right.
time. They're getting bigger and stronger and better.
Right.
That's true.
So there's no doubt.
That's
There's no
impressive.
doubt they're definitely good. But now let me clarify. I do believe because that shit was hard when we. I mean, they gave you $25 a weekend. We had weekend money.
Come on.
You know, it
Come on.
so those kids do deserve some money.
Yeah,
Right.
That's true.
You could these dudes they're making all kinds of
Oh,
money.
yeah.
And then they did the flip side of it was okay. You were making all that money and you want to suspend the kid because if I went to visit my son Michael when he was at the University of Miami and I took the guys out to eat, I had to sneak Michael into
Yeah.
the bathroom.
How silly would
Give
that be?
him money to go pass out. Hey, get to your teammates. I couldn't just pay for the whole meal.
Yeah.
Like so.
It was all wrong the other direction.
Right. It was,
Why?
so
That's
you
weird.
mean so that would have been a violation, and those kids
Yeah.
would have lost their eligibility to play. So I got a son on the team. I can't come in and buy him and his friends dinner.
Yeah.
And so if this kid comes from, and a lot of them come from like the poor places I came from. That's so unfair for you to set that kind of rule, not let this kid get a meal.
That
when
makes
you're
no
making
sense at all.
Hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars off
Yeah.
of this kid.
Off of that
You
kid.
know what I mean? So them getting paid was right. It was righteous. I just wish they would have figured out a better way to do it. But when you put that with the portal,
Yeah.
then it becomes disaster.
Yeah, it went from one extreme to the other.
Yeah.
It really
Yeah.
did.
Super interesting. That is super interesting because I didn't know about that at all.
Nowadays,
Yeah.
it's like the high school dudes, they're getting paid.
Right,
It's
right,
like high school went down to college. College is essentially pro or a semi-pro.
Right.
thing.
I mean,
They're getting paid.
and they can get brand deals too, right?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And that-
Doing
was
their
that
endorsements.
a play when you guys were? No,
What's
I
that?
didn't think so.
No.
The brand deals aspect, because
you
social
can
media
do
wasn't
it.
that big.
No, you
Yeah.
couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
You
You
couldn't
were
do
the
anything.
property of the
That's
university.
insane.
Period.
Yeah.
Period. You couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
I mean, you couldn't do it. You couldn't do a deal. You would be considered a professional.
Mm-hmm.
No more. You would lose your collegiate eligibility. You
That's
were considered
insane.
a professional. You could not even do deals.
That's
that
insane.
was impossible. They could get if they got some money for you. They can give it to the University of Miami.
Yeah.
Or
Right.
give it to.
It was just as
NC2A.
crazy
They
the
just
other
couldn't give it to you.
direction. It was trying to ignore the
Right,
reality of
right,
the situation.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So they're trying to get that right, and I
Went too
applaud
far.
what
They
done.
swayed. Yeah. They have to get paid. Those guys do.
Right.
But you wish that there was a way that the cohesion that we had could still exist, and that you still loved your university, whether it's this one or that one, or
Right.
it's Miami.
Right.
Yeah, that's
we can put
that's
this-
gone.
We're gonna say you get. We're gonna put this money aside over here for you.
Yeah, I like
will
this.
give it to your family. Your mom and dad get access
Okay.
to this money, and then give you what
Yeah.
you need.
I think that's way better,
Any little thing to help make sure, because we're not just trying to build young players for a football team. We're trying to build young men for a country. You see what I'm saying?
Macro.
And that's the big deal. That
1,000%. 1,000%.
Macro.
That's wild.
I love it.
Yeah, it's real though.
Nice.
It's real. It's all real. And we deal with it. We'll catch it. We'll
That's a
catch it
wrap
on the
right
other
there.
side.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
on that.
No, I think that's super interesting. You guys give very interesting points, and it's interesting hearing them from your perspective, like from you guys starting at the U and then coming out to where you are now, still friends, holding
Right.
it down.
Oh yeah.
Right.
It's a completely different
in
perspective,
the
you
world, doing things, trying
Yeah.
to make it better,
Right.
Making it
and,
happen for
take
other
care of our
people.
family. Right.
Bringing some people along with you. That's what it's all about. Sharing it, and yeah.
That's what it is. Well, I
Come on.
appreciate you guys giving
Yeah.
your spiel and giving some
Absolutely.
feedback, and it's super interesting to hear your perspectives. I think it's important for everyone else to hear out here
Thanks.
too.
Thanks
Yeah.
for having me.
Well, let's
Y'all
go.
better tune in and watch Miami this year. Stop
Yeah.
messing around. I'm telling you, the U. I want to see it back, but we've been saying it back.
No, it's back. We got a young
It's
guy.
back
We
this
got
year.
Mario
And
Cristobal.
we just talked about early on what he did. So even if it ain't back to that, because I don't know if anybody ever get back to that, because
No,
Alabama
maybe not.
did not even break
Alabama
that
couldn't
run.
get- right,
If
exactly.
Alabama didn't get it in their run, now with all that's going on, I don't know if anybody ever get back to it, but we can certainly get back in the big race for that ring.
Yes.
Straight up.
That's
Yes.
what we would be
Well,
doing this
Another
year.
Let's see it.
championship.
Let's
Yeah.
see it.
Back to those days, but back in the race for that ring.
Amazing.
We will be in that this
All right. Well, time will tell. Let's see it happen. Let's get it going.
Absolutely.
Let's go get some Musa made some sushi
go
at
do it.
Ray Crockett's place. Hey.
Let's go do that.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Kyle. Appreciate you, man.
Stay love, y'all.
All right.